100 degrees and rising and possibly positivity on a record. You know, maybe the last album to even get this kind of attention with me as a producer and as a writer was probably No Time Like the Future.
Yeah. You can ask the next question. In fact, for us, your music is very special and expresses a lot of positivity.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have special tips for create, for write, for compose, for that? Because it's very amazing.
The feeling you have in all your songs is very positive. You try to communicate with other people with only good things. I think it's.
Well, you know, when you've been on this planet long enough, and if you get given the opportunity to succeed as a producer, or in my case as a band leader, to travel around the world and play to audiences, you feel like your work becomes bigger than the music. Your work becomes like, you become a messenger. You become the gatherer of the public. You know, you're the one that you feel like a chosen person. You know, and to actually lead a group of people and then to bring people together. So with that comes I suppose there is I feel a demand on myself, and also I feel a need, because to just feel a demand would not be enough, but I can actually feel the genuine need that people people want to come together. They want to express themselves in a way that we can express ourselves. So in a way we have to be their voices. We have to be the glue that brings them together. We have to be maybe instigate a movement for change, or for empowering people, to give them to give them energy. You know, we're partly teachers, we're partly healers. You know, and as we get older, we realize more and more that's in our music. And sometimes we become mellow as we go older too. You know, we become a little bit more mellow. And what I found is that maybe the real connection in our music is the side that's not mellow.
Yeah.
You know, it's that edgy. Well, we're getting older, but we're still funky.
Okay.
You know, and in a way, the funk is kind of like it's not diluted. It's not trying to hark back at a time where we're trying to rehash our careers. We're trying to repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
We are being ourselves.
Yeah.
We are being true to ourselves.
So this is how you feel the power to last so long time. You create albums since more than 25 years now.
Well, there is a simple theory to what we do, if there is a theory at all, and that is that we travel the world, and that's our first calling. Then we promote. Secondarily, we promote ourselves. You know, the first thing is to try and make the connection internationally, where bands usually make a record and then say, oh, we've got to go on the road to promote this so we can sell more records. We're making the records hoping that we can get flight tickets to go around the world, to go and visit places we've never been to. You know, we're going to we're in France, we're going to be in Newcastle in England, we're going to be in China, we're going to be in South America before the year's over. You know, we would have seen a lot of continents, but the main purpose is that I think that when you go on our website or on MySpace, you see people reacting to thank you so much for coming in. Maybe every artist gets this. Maybe Eric Clapton gets this. Maybe the Roots gets this. Maybe Diana Krall gets this. But I know that when I look at Incognito, I can only answer for my own life. I know that there is something at work between the band and the audience and the people wherever we go. They know that there is a work being done that is centered around music, which brings us all together, which I love. You know, it's our passion. You know, music is our chosen language. You know, whether we play it or whether we write about it or whether we collect it. You know, it's like in a way this thing brings us all together. But there is something much bigger than the music there. You know, I think that there is a genuine feeling that here in a movement like this, it's not about fashion. It's beyond fashion. It's beyond trends, and that there is something kind of really genuine going on that's lacking sometimes in music. It's not about showing off your musicality. It's not about which college did you study music? It may be this to someone, but the main feeling I get is that this is uplifting people. The people are holding on to the words, people are holding on to the music, and they're holding on to the general movement, the general feeling, that there is at this time.
You have 5 more minutes?
Yeah, no problem.
So once it's personal, if you can come to Malaysia to go to live, I would be very happy, because next week I will move there to live.
Oh yeah, we were there only a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah, we played the biggest festival. We were one of 5 headline acts, along with John Legend, Parliament Funkadelic. We all played in Kuala Lumpur with the Roots.
I'm in Kuala Lumpur, but oh man, I miss you.
Yeah. No, it's a stepping stone. We'll be there again next year.
Really? Great. Maybe one thing. You already produced for a lot of famous people like George Benson, like this. Do you have in mind some cooperation you want to do in future with some people, or you want to write song for someone you?
All the time, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's like I met a young singer when she came to us when she was in her early teens, and now she's in her early 20s, and I'm producing her. She's from Indonesia. Her name is Dira. We're working on her album. I'm getting together with some Brazilian musicians to try out a project. There's various things always happening, in this world of music. But for me, I'm as excited as possibly the idea of one day maybe working with someone like Jill Scott, that I really like, or to be able to maybe do some work with João Donato before he passes away, and some of the legends, or as I am kind of thinking about that there's a 10-year-old kid that I met in the Reunion Island last week, and I cannot wait to work with this 10-year-old kid, because this 10-year-old kid shows so much promise, as a drummer, that I think that by the time they're 15, 16, there will be some kind of collaboration, because there was real excitement from what I could see what was happening.
And all new talent you produce with your own label, Rise Production?
Not so much anymore, because it's becoming very, very hard. Sometimes I'm thinking of dropping the Rise thing, and because I think that if something certain, you've got to know in the field, you've got to know when to take your soldiers out. You've got to know when you're fighting to kind of for your land, or when you're kind of just fighting. I don't want to be out there just fighting. I want to be fighting for the cause, to create something, to do something great. I really believe if Incognito was becoming detrimental to the possibilities of my work as a man or as a father, I would get rid of it. It's not the most important thing in my life. I'd stop doing music tomorrow and go back to working in Debenhams again and cleaning. If that was the solution to me as a human being, to things around me, for the betterment of myself as a man and people that benefit in me as a person. Obviously, I feel that music is obviously a very powerful tool that I can use, so I'm there working with that. But the day that I feel that I am spending so much time trying to keep this thing going that it's a battle that's losing my focus, I will quit and I will do something else. But right now, it's about on even keel. I can keep going, and the music that's giving the audience a lot of power is actually giving me a lot of power. This album is actually, giving me a lot of energy. Because we don't know what the sales are going to be. It's early days, but I know one thing, that there is something about music sometimes when you create it or when you listen to it, that if you feel you've got it right, or if you feel this thing speaks to you, that it gives you an energy. I'll be frank with you, this album is giving me and energy that many of my previous albums haven't.
Okay.
So I'm very, very happy.
We see the result because in iTunes you already have very good top of chart in some countries. So I mean, all your fans already see that it will be a big album.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping so. I don't know. These things are never down to me. I'll do my best to do what I can to promote the record. But what's important is it's already done its work for me. It's feeding me already. You know, it would be nice if it fed my belly, but right now it's fed my soul.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bluey.